Hello and welcome back to another Iracing video. Today we are at Jerez in the F4, a new track for me, so it was uh, I had to do quite a lot of practice. Didn't do any qualifying because I felt that doing no qualifying works better for me than doing a lap in qualifying, because most of the times I get picked out with some damage or anything, losing a lot of time, and starting from the back works a little bit better for me. So let's see if that's the case this time as well.
The track temp is 22. The air
Yes,
temp
we
is
are
20 Celsius. Alright Martijn, let's get this right. No fuck ups.
on the way for the first race. Luckily we have
20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left.
some space ahead. As you could see, there was no car on our left, but the car that was starting
Car clear left.
on our side went a
Left
little bit
clear
too much
left.
to my side, but we survived. As well as we do into turn 1. Having a little look if somebody brakes too late and gives some space on the inside,
Good start,
but
mate.
there was
Nice
no.
one.
So we need to try and overtake this guy here. He goes a little bit too wide into this corner. So we have a run for the next hairpin. So we are going for the inside here, trying to brake as late as possible,
Hold your line.
as there is a car going off
Still there.
into the gravel.
Still there. Clear left.
But they both survived somehow. That was quite a big hit
Clear
from
left.
the Williams car. So we are now on the back of this Red Bull car. He goes
Right
defensive.
side.
I try to go around the outside
Still
here.
there.
There's not much runoff here,
He's
so
still
you
there.
need to watch out with
Clear
how far you
right.
want to go to the outside. But he just managed to keep hold of his position. So we just tuck in behind and try to overtake him on a different corner. But we survived the first lap, and we also get 2 places because there were 2 cars over there in the gravel. That means that we are now in P10. And we tried to make a move here on the inside. He left loads of space. He left the door open so we could easily get the car on the inside there. So that's right now P9 or P8. I'm not really sure because the relative always updates at the end of the lap. As we go in
Okay Martijn, the next car is Lemons.
a little bit later into this lap. We are now behind this Canon livery car. Trying to put as much pressure on him, so he might make a little mistake. So he brakes a little bit earlier than I expected, so I need to brake a little bit harder in there. As we go into the chicane here, a little bit of losing the traction over there, so that costed me a few tenths. As you can see, they are still fighting, so we might take a little bit of an advantage over there. As there is one spinning car and the other one, the Alpine, gets taken out by it. So that's another 2-3 places for us.
Okay, 141.3.
So we go into the next lap. So the lap times are getting a little bit better. This white and red car has a little bit of an oversteer. So the Canon car goes up the inside, but he doesn't make it stick. So I try to go around the outside. We have the inside for the next corner, and we managed to keep ahead of him. So that was the right choice to try and get around the outside, because he had to slow down a little bit more
Make them work for it.
for the car ahead. As we are going now towards the hairpin, I brake a lot later than he does,
Left side.
so I see the room on the inside.
Still
I
there.
go for it. We are still side by side, but he has
Still
the
there.
inside for the next corner and a
Clear left.
lot more speed out of the corner. So much more exit speed. Still trying to push as hard as possible. So he might think that we are going for his inside, but he is not dumb enough to get into the bait. We are going now into the chicane way too late on the brake. Tapping him a little bit, so that's completely on me. That was my mistake. Luckily he did save it. So we are going on to the next lap. Again into the chicane, making the same mistake here, going onto the grass. Getting a slowdown penalty as well. Need to let them get through safely. Because there was this car ahead of us, number 1 car.
Keep pushing. We might get him
He was
back.
really quick. I saw him gaining on us, so I knew we would get closer and closer. So I had this mistake there. As you can see, we are now only 1 lap later and they are already 2.5 seconds ahead of me. My lap time, of course, a little bit slower because you have some dirt on your tires, but being 1.4 seconds slower is a little bit too much. But I had this for almost the rest of the race, being slower at least 1 second, so I might have picked up some damage or anything. So we are going now into the last lap because there was nothing that really happened. As you can see on the relative, they are already 10 seconds ahead of me. And my lap times were just 1:43.4 and slower. So I don't know what happened after that. Maybe just lost all the confidence that I had. Or we did pick up some damage from that mistake going into the grass. But we also have 1 car behind us with just 0.8 difference. So we need to watch out for that as well. And not lose another place, because that would be a little bit unlucky. But I'm pushing as hard as I can right now. As you can see, the time just goes up and up and up and up and up, and losing like a lot of time through corners. And I didn't want to pit because
We're running on fumes,
they will lose a lot more time than by just staying out, and we didn't really lose too much positions. As we go through this chicane here
1 litre remaining.
into the last 2 corners, so we managed to keep ahead of him for now. Maybe we make a mistake into the last corner,
He's leading the race.
but we do not just cruising through it. Don't want to lose another one. So not the best race for the first race, but it's still some decent Irating and some decent
V8.
points.
And there's the finish. Good
So
result,
let's see
mate.
if
Well
we
done.
can keep this or get a better result into the next one. So for the next race, we qualified a little bit low. My first lap was pretty decent, to be honest. It wasn't too bad. But into this second lap was half a second
20
down on
minutes. 13th place.
my first lap, but I messed up with getting an
Be
off
ready,
track.
we're about to go green.
So that's a bit
Green,
unfortunate,
green.
but we are going
That's
for the
20
second
minutes to
race.
go, 20 minutes.
Again, decent start. Trying to look where I can position my car.
You're in the middle.
Making
3
this
wide, clear
decision
right.
to go into the middle. Not the best
your left,
place to
you're
be
in
if you
clear
go
left.
3 wide, but if you just be careful,
You're in the middle.
then you should be good.
Clear left. Clear old car right.
As we manage to keep our nose clean
Still there.
and gain a
Clear
position.
right.
So that's a good start. No mistakes, and we managed to get a position. So again,
Vieira is leading the race.
going towards the hairpin. Might have a little look here. I'm a little bit too far back as they are fighting each other to position their car, and this black and red car goes for the inside. Now I take the opportunity to drive with the with this blue car and take him on the inside.
Clear right.
Sometimes if you be a little bit patient, then you can find your way around then and manage to get a position. And I knew I was quicker than these guys, because the lap times were a little bit slower than, well, the qualifying lap times, my bad, were a little bit slower to my quali lap, if I managed to get it without enough track. So there was some confidence, some hope that we could get ahead of these guys, as we are now going into lap 2 in P13 or P10. Still not updating. That's sometimes really annoying that they that the relative doesn't update. But we can still see P1. But the field was also really close. From after P3, I think everyone from P1 to P3 was in the 41s, and the rest was in the 42s. As there's a car going up in the air, and I touched the curb a little bit too much,
Car left.
so that makes me lose quite some time,
Hold your line. Clear left.
as well as losing one position. That was a little bit stupid, going too slow into the corner and taking too much curb. But we are still alive. We can still go. As this green car goes spinning here, I couldn't brake in time. And then the yellow car behind us smashes into us. So that means that we have our whole front left tire off almost. So immediately had to pit. Luckily we are really close to the pits, so we can go into there. And we have a fast repair. Let's look what happened into that corner. As you can see, the green car spins. This blue car ahead of us takes a really weird line, goes really wide. So the car ahead of me needed to brake a lot more than I expected. And then I had to brake even more, because I saw an opportunity just on the inside and just carry the speed through it. Because the car on the right, that was the car that was spinning. But maybe should have been a little bit more patient. So we are going out again. Did lose some extra time because I did not uncheck the tires. Well, now we have fresh tires. Yes, we are going a few laps later. We came out of the pits in P20, P21, now in P16. So we managed to get some places back, as well as in lap 10 going into lap 11. There's one car into the pits, so that means we have one place, and I think somebody also left the race or disconnected or disqualified, so that means that we get 2 places. So there is some sort of damage control here.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
So we are not losing too much Irating, as we are already going into the last lap. Well, there was just me driving my laps, so nothing major that happened. We managed to get a few places, of course, and still a little bit of Irating that we are going into the plus. Of course, I had some more hope of getting a good result here, because the lap times were pretty okay, at least for a top 5, if I manage to overtake everybody, of course, because that's also one thing that you need to do. But going into the race, I was quite confident on getting a top 5. Well, a little bit unlucky with that crash that we had. But that's racing, that stuff happens sometimes. And in this race I was the unlucky person as I get off track here.
Stay between
A
the
little bit
lines,
stupid
please, Martine.
again, but it is what it is. But yeah, I was the unlucky person in this race. And
2
next
minutes
time
to
I
go,
will
2
be the lucky
minutes.
one. That will be that will not have any crashes or anything. As we are going into the last corner for this race at Jerez. Taking a decent amount of points
Yellow flag.
in the last
P13.
race.
That's the end of the race. Bad luck,
For
mate.
P13, as you can hear, bad luck. We were not really lucky, but still managed to get a decent position back and some decent Irating. But it's not, especially when you're on a new track and still learning, and most of the time when you get an experience on a track, then you will keep that into the next races when you race here. So I hope we can get a few better results when we come back here the next time. And maybe some other car, maybe in the F4 car. We will see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.